Hello, ladies, and welcome to another edition of Menopause Made Easy with Tanya. Today we're jumping into get this, be better at doing nothing. Have you ever tried to sit down and do absolutely nothing? No phone, no podcast, no stretching, no deep breathing technique you're trying to do right, just sitting. And within seconds, you feel it, that itch, that pull, that voice that says, I should check my phone. I should be doing something productive. This feels uncomfortable. Yes, I've had many clients and myself, and especially some of the programming that's been programmed into us that we're lazy if we sit and do nothing. And that's why I wanted to talk about this today. Why doing nothing has become so hard, what's happening in our nervous systems, and why learning to sit in discomfort, which is something I've been teaching for years, and for myself, especially for women, may be one of the most healing skills we can relearn. So as I'm taping this, I am sitting outside. There's the occasional dog that barks. Hopefully that's the only outside noise. But I wanted to sit outside today and get some beautiful light into my eyes. So just giving you some warning in case you hear some noises around me. So I'm calling this episode Be Better at Doing Nothing. And yes, it's much harder than it sounds. And why is it so hard to do nothing? So let's start here. We live in a world of constant stimulation, lights, sound, notifications, information, options, and our nervous systems were never designed for this level of input. From a biological perspective, our nervous systems evolved to scan for safety, respond to threat, and rest when safe. You hear that last line? Rest when safe. And years ago, I did not get this. I did not understand it because I'm like, I'm safe. There's nothing wrong going on here. And then I dug deeper. I've been doing a lot more work with nervous system. And I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, I get it. And they're talking about cellular safety, nervous system safety. And I can definitely tell you for many years, I did not feel safe and I could feel it in my body, but I couldn't put a name to it. There's that dang dog. I'm on a change of location today, so this is not my normal setting. Today, there is no off switch. Even when we sit down, our system is still asking, what's next? What did I miss? What should I be doing? And especially for women, and particularly women in midlife, there's this added layer because many of us have been conditioned to be useful, be needed, be productive, be responsible for others. So when we stop doing, our nervous system doesn't read it as rest. It reads it as danger. Okay, so what's happening to our nervous system? When we try to do nothing and feel restless or anxious or irritated, it's not a personal failure. It's our sympathetic nervous system staying online. So remember, you have sympathetic and a parasympathetic. It's not that we need to be in parasympathetic, our rest, digest, heal system all the time. We are supposed to go back and forth from sympathetic to parasympathetic, but many of us are stuck in this sympathetic state on, and it's too much. Okay, so our body is saying still on alert, still scanning, still waiting for the next task. And this is why doing nothing can feel uncomfortable, boring, agitating, even anxiety provoking. And here's the important part, ladies. When you reach for your phone, you're not being weak, you're seeking regulation. And your brain wants dopamine, novelty, and distraction because distraction feels safer then stillness. Oh my gosh. I wonder how many of you are just like, oh my gosh, I get it. I get it. Or maybe you don't even notice. I don't know where you are on your journey. But just sitting, which I'm going to give you a practice at the end, sitting and really leaning into this is a very interesting adventure. What is doing nothing really? Because honestly, even when we're just sitting here, we're still doing something. Okay. So this is paradoxical. So just sitting is still doing something. So you're never doing nothing. You're breathing, your heart is beating, your cells are repairing, your nervous system is listening. So doing nothing isn't about stopping life. It's about stopping interference. So doing nothing means no fixing, no optimizing, no tracking, no self-improvement. It's allowing your system to reorganize itself. And stillness is not passive. Stillness is integration. All right. So again, sitting and watching TV is not stillness. Sitting out in nature would be more still and just connecting with what's around us, but connecting without, oh, how do I say this? Without an agenda. So it's not practicing our breathing, but it's allowing ourselves to breath and feel where we are, right? It's allowing our gaze just to travel where it needs to travel. And again, I'm going to give you a little exercise to do. But why do we need to learn to sit in this discomfort? For many women, stillness brings things up. And I have talked to many women who are like, I can't be still. I need noise. I don't want to know what's beneath the surface. And that's one level of awareness. And I would ask you to dig a little bit deeper about what it is you don't want to know or feel. But what the stillness does do, it does bring up sensations, emotions, thoughts, grief, fatigue. It allows us to go inward, to tap into what our body is feeling, to tap back into our intuition, our internal guidance. And we were never taught how to sit with that. I know I wasn't. This is one thing I've learned through my, emotional eating adventure is that I had no way to really regulate my emotions besides eating them. And I have learned different techniques that I have shared with you over the years, but I was not taught a lot of the skills that I have later taught myself. So we move, we scroll, we clean, we help, we eat, some people smoke, some people drink, we distract. But the discomfort isn't danger. Discomfort of just allowing ourselves to sit there is the doorway. It's often the doorway that when we just sit and we learn to sit just a little longer, something shifts. And this is what happened to me. I don't even know how many years ago now. It's been a long time when I wrote my book, Cookie Dough in the Dark, and I came up with that technique, PBA. And the first P is breathe. Or sorry, that starts with a B. Pause. So P, pause, B, breathe, A, ask myself some questions. And this was life changing. And it sounds so simple, but so many of us, including myself, are very on an automatic system. And we don't take that time to pause, breathe, and ask ourselves questions. And so when we can just learn to sit just a little longer, something shifts. And not because we force calm or presence, but because our nervous system finally starts to feel heard, we stop doing. And what comfort can emerge from doing nothing? What comfort can emerge from doing nothing, right? So here's some examples of what many women begin to notice when they practice this. A deeper exhale that they didn't know they were holding. So many of us hold our breath without even realizing it, or don't even pay attention to our breath, or, oh my gosh, that's something I continue to work on. We have a softening in the jaw or shoulders. So just noticing the amount of tension we're holding in our bodies. A sense of being enough without performing. Just being you, the amazing you that you are, the amazing me that I am. We get clarity without effort, tapping back into creativity without pushing. And so much of what we do, we lose intuition, we lose creativity, we lose clarity, and just instead of leaning back into ourselves to listen. Comfort doesn't always feel like pleasure. Okay, sometimes it can feel like relief, sometimes it can feel like space, and sometimes it feels like finally being allowed to exist. So comfort comes in many different feelings. So just tap into what it's feeling like for you. And let's practice. Let's practice being good at doing nothing. Let's make this practical and gentle. This is not a meditation. This is not breath work. This is not another thing to be good at, right? This is just, oh, well, here, let me dive in. Start small. So again, this is one of my basic principles that help me with so many things, but start small. Begin with 30 seconds. Don't think that you have to do half an hour, but just sit. No phone, no TVs. If you can be out in nature, all the better. Your eyes can be opened or closed, and just notice if there's any urge to move and do something or any thoughts coming up. That urge is the practice. That urge is the practice. And number two, which I've already kind of mentioned here, is name what arises. Silently say, restlessness is here. I feel restless. Impatience is here. The urge to check in is here. The urge to do something. I'm not feeling productive. So just notice what arises, name it, claim it. And there's no fixing. There's just noticing. And this was another huge shift that I had to do, the awareness piece of just noticing, not necessarily doing, but just being and noticing. And then anchor to something neutral, not breath manipulation, not positive thinking, but try, this is so powerful for our nervous system. Try and feel the weight of your body on the chair. Notice what's touching, what's not touching, how heavy it feels. Notice your feet on the floor. What do they feel like? Is the floor hot, cold, warm, bumpy, smooth? Notice any sounds. Close your eyes and just allow yourself to notice if there's any ticking, whisperies, rustlings, whatever it is. All right. And let attention land, not controlling, but just allowing. And then let the discomfort pass on its own. Most sensations peak and fade within about 60 to 90 seconds. And this is what I noticed is that it's not a long time. This feeling of discomfort is 60 to 90 seconds. So if it's helpful, you could set a timer on your phone so that you're not thinking about how much time has passed, or maybe even a stopwatch. You can start it, and then when you're finished, you can just glance down to see how much time has passed, if that is helpful to start. And if you can stay just a little longer than you want to, your nervous system is learning that you can stay, you are safe, and nothing bad is happening. And I know this sounds so super crazy, but trust me, it really is beneficial to do. And then another important thing is to do it in the daylight. Doing nothing in natural light helps your circadian system read safety. Sit near a window, go outside if possible, ground, put your feet on the earth, touch a tree, and just let your biology help you. Trust your body is such a beautiful machine, and we're not listening to it. We're outsourcing. right? And so just tapping into the beauty of who you are again. So a reframe, I think, is really important. And I'm still wrestling with this, and some of my clients wrestle with this, but doing nothing is not laziness. It's not that you're lazy. And I definitely, that is one of the programmings that I am unprogramming. Doing nothing is nervous system hygiene, it's hormonal support, it's emotional digestion, and it's where healing often begins, quietly and without effort. So if this feels hard, you're doing it right. Being better at doing nothing isn't about mastering stillness. It's about befriending yourself when there's nothing to distract you. And that, especially for women, is a radical act of self-care. So today, I invite you to try to sit, to pause, and let nothing happen. And I'd love to know how you do, where you are on your journey. And if this episode resonated with you, please share it with a friend or family member. We need to learn how to tap back into the beauty and the art of just being without distraction. Thank you again for taking the time to listen to my podcast. If there is anything you would like to hear me talk about, please, you can send me an email at tanya@moveyourbody.ca or leave something on my social media on Facebook or Instagram, Vibrant Living with Tanya, or you can post below. And if you are at that point in your life where you need help, I am here to support you. I offer private coaching, 30-minute sessions to really help you with, listen, emotional eating, moving, stress. There's so many things that I can help you with. We can chat first to see if it's a right fit, so there's no, loss of time or finance on your part. And I am just here to support and guide you in your journey through life. So again, thank you for listening, and I will see you in the next episode.